Hey, come on, guys. Let's play. Hey, what's up, Rock Flock? This is the Master Gamer Rawk64, welcoming you back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. If you guys remember in the last episode, we rounded up the last of the Gold Skulltulas and the last 4 heart pieces in the game. And so this episode, there are a few things we still need to get, but we will be getting them, rest assured. And believe it or not, I actually have a guest that'll be with me for this in the next couple of episodes. So essentially the finale of the game. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, it's Howl and BK over here. Thanks for having me,
Yes.
James. Oh,
What?
thanks for having me, Hawk.
Oh, not a problem. So this is one of my friends. He's not a Let's Player, but he is very much into Zelda. He's about as big of a Zelda fan as I am, and I have not stressed it, but God, I love the Legend of Zelda series.
Yeah. Hey, hey, down.
He has
Sorry about
cats. He has cats on the attack. I think one time we were in a video call or whatever, and I think one of the cats just started batting at the camera or something. And I'm just like, whoa, whoa.
Jeez, you actually remember that?
Yeah. So
I
guys,
thought you had wiped it from your memory.
well, sometimes my memory works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'm just too lazy to try and get it to work.
Mm-hmm.
But as you might have guessed, guys, we're actually getting some backstory here, obviously a little bit more into the Triforce, and there's going to be a big thing that has to happen that I'm not going to throw up I shouldn't have to throw up a spoiler alert as old as this game is. I honestly feel I shouldn't have to, but... And I get the feeling someone's going to fake overreact in the comments below. They're going to be like, my god!
Wasn't that how it usually winds up happening anyway?
Yeah, this was one of the big mind screws of the N64 generation. Coming up here. Not as big of a mind screw as when we first found out Samus was a girl all the way back on the NES. But still still a pretty big mind screw.
Hey, you gotta admit, hey, you have to remember, I even played that thing and got the best time to get that ending.
So did I. Well, I didn't get the first time, so I'm just like, let's do it again. I want the best ending. But, you know, at least this time there wasn't any shady shenanigans of trying to throw us off like they did in Metroid. Because they even, if you ever read the game manual, they're just sitting there like, when they're talking to Samus, they're sitting there like, he can get this stuff, he can do this, he can do that. And I'm like, Nintendo, you lied to me!
Yeah.
This is why we can't have nice things, Nintendo. This is why we can't have nice things. Anyway, Sheik being Sheik. I love the mysterious feel that Sheik is given in this game. And I'm still pissed that throughout this entire LP, Kaipora Gaibora has evaded my question of how many licks it takes to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop.
Although I do have to agree with what you said a long time ago about it, I think you've missed the audition for the owl.
Yeah, he probably did. And you know, that was actually a failed joke. It's just, I was sitting there like, oh shit, I was gonna make this joke. Hey, how many no, get back here, you feathery bastard! And then when I finally remember to confront him about it, he's like, nope, not answering you. I'm just gonna fly right through the statue like it's not here. I'm not answering you.
I remember that.
So guys, here's the spoiler alert part. I feel I shouldn't need it, but spoiler alert. Erbagerd, Sheik Zelda, overreaction hype! Zelda's pretty hot in this game for being, you know, 3D blocky like that.
But hey, for the time frame that they made this game, they actually did pretty dang good.
Yeah, they did, considering this was modified off the Super Mario 64 engine. They took something that was as amazing as Mario 64 engine, and they did the impossible. They made it better.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine what it would have been like if they redid it for this time period with our top technology we got now?
AKA Ocarina of Time 3D.
VR.
Yeah, oh yeah, that would be amazing. I still remember that conversation we had about 3D Tetris with VR. We have because see, I work with this man, which is how I discover which is how I discovered that he is as much into video games as I am, if not even more. So we have very interesting conversations during work sometimes.
Oh Lord. From video games to RPGs, from RPGs to tabletops. You never know what's going to happen.
Yep. That's what happens when you get the random master and things, stuff. Stuff is things, and I like things. Do you like things?
I like clocks.
Ooh.
Clocks are things.
Clocks are things. Chocolate is things too.
Mm-hmm. So things are good.
Oh yes, things are always good. So yeah, we find out that Ganondorf actually did not manage to get his hands on the Triforce like we were led to believe this entire game. And my question is, how heavy are those Triforce earrings?
I know, right? God.
I mean, come on, let's be realistic here. On top of the fact that their hair doesn't move like it's freaking Legos, shouldn't that be pulling your ears down? Because, you know, gravity is a thing that exists in this game, I'm pretty sure. I defied it once when I had to hover for a little bit. Did you see that in the Forest Temple? Where I jumped at the vine wall and it's like, hang on, I'm going to hover in midair for a few seconds to put my hookshot away, then grab the wall, because that's totally realistic and believable.
Yeah, right?
Okay, guys, we're actually about to get one of the things that we were going to get. This is the thing that I said we were going to be getting as part of the story. Zelda actually does something useful. Same thing she always does every game, but she gives us the light arrows.
Well, except for in Wind Waker.
Yeah, she becomes like Wind Waker and I think a little bit in Twilight Princess. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she actually becomes. Oh, wait! You mean this place has a freaking ceiling? What? I thought that was just like an endless abyss up there. There was dust fall. Guys, did you see that? This place has a fucking ceiling? Why didn't I get the memo on this?
You never noticed that?
You look straight up and it's just this endless black abyss.
Yeah, that's because it's a black plate up there.
Oh, look, and Ocarina, essentially Ocarina equivalent of torture.
No, I think she looked up at the ceiling and realized that there was a ceiling.
Yeah, probably. I'm recording.
Because you never know. You and
10:30 to
on the
6:30.
same page there.
I don't know. I don't know about anything anymore. My whole life is a lie. This one fact has. No, the cake is always a lie. There are no exceptions to that whatsoever. Except for the cake that I had earlier before we started recording. That cake was not a lie. Anyways, guys, so Zelda went and got kidnapped again, so we gotta go fucking rescue her ass again.
You make it sound like she's Peach.
She is the. And look at how many times this chick has been kidnapped. Come on.
Less times than Peach.
Yes, but that's because Peach has more games. You gotta give that point. You gotta concede that. So guys, you remember we were here before when we were getting some gold skulltulas, but now this time we can actually go this way. And Deus Ex Machina is a thing that happens in this game. There are several events that happen at the end of this. It's just like, how are we gonna get Link out of this? I know, let's pull a Deus Ex Machina.
Uh-huh.
Like magical glitter.
And voila. Instant bridge.
Wait, did I just see a car fall off the edge there? No, I think I'm imagining things. I must be.
That's why I told you shouldn't have smoked that.
Well, I'm sorry. I hadn't had any of that good stuff before, and I do not regret it one little bit.
I told you it wasn't worth the rupees.
It always is worth the rupees, no exceptions. Anyways, guys, Ganon's castle. For the most part, some of the stuff in here is just a joke. Like there's a lot of the giant bubbles here, but we do have a couple more Iron Knuckle fights. And you know, I used my favorite method of taking them down. Game designers thought that putting that blade trap there was going to be an issue. They were wrong.
As long as it don't wind up like it did in the Fire Temple.
Yeah, I got cocky with the Fire Temple, but it may not be a perfect run, but if you don't count fairies, it is a deathless run.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were the one that pointed that out, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I remember briefly mentioning it's like, yeah, a friend of mine said, you know, he pointed out that it depends on whether or not you count fairies as deaths.
Which technically, if you're like me and you always carry fairies on you.
Did you see the paw screen? The item screen? I have 4 fairies in bottles. I have 100 hearts of health.
Yeah. But if you're like me and you're always cautious about how you use your health, fairies, you can count them as deaths, but also, in the same breath, you can't.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit I do get very careless in the Shadow Temple room. And I end up losing a few hearts. Anyways, typical defeat the enemies. Oh, look at those pro skills. Get out of here. No one wants your face, Keys. And now here's the thing. You have to undo an eye switch. Which you gotta admit, since you've been making them close this entire freaking game, is just genius. Anyways, we got another Iron Knuckle, because we all love the Iron Knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
I would say these are, I mean, I'm being legit serious. I love the Iron Knuckles just because they're probably some of the most difficult Zelda enemies ever. In any iteration that they appear in.
Which I have to agree with you on.
Except for Wind Waker. With the parry blows and everything, Wind Waker kind of made them a joke.
Yeah. Like, I honestly have to admit, my favorite version of Iron Knuckle was more of the Twilight Princess version.
Yeah, which is essentially an upgraded version of this one.
Yeah.
Of these ones, so, yeah. I do have to agree with you there. I was actually going to mention that. Then again, Twilight Princess was just such a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, all the Zelda games are good, except for, well, you know, the unmentionables. We don't talk about we don't talk about the CDI games. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Then again, we don't really talk about anything on the CDI. Yes, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Hotel Mario. We don't talk about you either. Unless you know you're Alvin Earthworm and you want to make a subtle reference to the game that no one's ever gonna get.
Yeah.
In Super Mario Bros. Z. So yeah, as you guys seen, we actually have to use bomb shoes here. Which, I know in the regular version they were kind of a requirement to get through the Gyarados training ground, but this is like the only place in Master Quest I think that they're actually required to progress.
Yeah. I like your little combo here with Din's Fire, though.
Yeah. Well, I actually have very bad times with those guys when I try and go up close and that they like to try and jump on my back and hump me to death. And I just got so tired of dealing with it, I'm just like, nope, fuck this shit. We're just gonna burn your ass to death.
Yeah, you wind up using fire arrows from the back corner there.
Yeah. Well, you know, but see, I like using Inspire because if you do it right, you can get more than one.
Yeah. Just
So,
like right there.
Yep. So,
Any
guys,
bets on which sun it is?
I bet you they'll never guess unless they've played this game before. Anyways, guys, for this room, you need fire arrows, obviously, and you obviously need the mirror shield. I think I was originally going to speed this part up, and then I'm just like, don't feel like it.
Why? It gives us plenty of time to basically sit around and joke around.
Exactly. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, Rawk, you're going to be doing this with Howl. Fuck around time! Yay!
Exactly.
Exactly!
Like, you know, one mechanic, it kind of makes me sad that they didn't pretty much reiterate in most of the others. the energy mirror shield.
Yes, yes. That is very disappointing because you really only use it for that one fight.
I know, one fight
And
in almost the entire series.
yeah, it's really only used in the Twin Rova fight, and even then, they don't even tell you that it can do that. They just make a subtle hint if you use Navion, Kume, and Kotake.
Uh-huh. But yeah, could you imagine trying to do that on, like, Twilight Princess?
That would be pretty freaking sweet, actually. I actually hope Zelda Wii U brings back some of that shit, because, I mean, it's going to have a massive enough world that they could easily put in fights without overloading the game with them, justifying that mechanic.
Yeah.
So there's our golden gauntlets. We're going to finish breaking this barrier down, then we're going to go get something, guys. And that something is actually, I believe, the final something we'll need for 100% completion of the game. Now, gee, I wonder...
Defense.
Yep, I wonder where that sun could be. Actually, I wander around a bit trying to remember myself. Because you gotta remember, it's been a while since I played this game. I'm just like, wait a minute. I remember. Yeah, guys, they actually hide the real sun on you. Because, well, Master Quest is a dick. I don't know, did it do that in the original?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I was gonna say, Master Quest is just a huge dick to the player. Anyways, guys, this is where we need light arrows. They actually give us a reason to use them before the final boss fight. Which is actually kind of nice. So, as you might have guessed, the whole point of this dungeon is we get to go re-meet the sages as we break the barriers. Hi, Noboru! Have you seen, like, playthroughs where people name their character Noboru, and then when they go to meet Noboru, it's like, Noboru, what kind of name is that?
Yeah, insert all unedited jokes here, right?
Yes. or like where they name them character as Zelda, and when you first meet Zelda, it's like, Zelda, it somehow sounds familiar. It's just like, you don't know your own name. Anyways, I made a cut. And it actually sounded like I come back from a cut, too. Yeah, this is, as you guys know, when for now, when I do my co-coms, it has to be post-commentary. So we made a cut back there. What you want to do, when you get the Golden Gauntlets, come out here. Did I tell you that I do this every morning for fun? I go out here and do this. I go outside and I find giant, huge columns of granite and throw them around for fun. That's the power of the Golden Gauntlets, guys. Link's just like, giant column of granite that I probably, realistically, should never ever be able to lift. You know what? Fuck it. Let's throw it.
And wreck it.
Yep, it's just like, I would have laughed if you just heard this in the background. Link's just like, well, that cat's dead. Anyways, guys, there is one last Great Fairy. This is not a Great Fairy of Magic or a Great Fairy of Power. This is the Great Fairy of Courage. They're all still creepy as shit. You gotta admit it. When you're a little kid playing this at 6 years old.
I'd always wondered, okay, that's a different type of outfit.
Yeah, that was. I was sitting there like, well then. I'm like, square boobs I can deal with, but Ivy, really?
Yeah.
So yeah, we get double defense. Not that we need it, because the Ganondorf fight is actually balanced so that you don't need double defense. This whole endgame is balanced for that, so... Pretty much Ganondorf's fucked.
Either way you go.
He's boned. There is no getting around it. Now, there is a part where I'm going to have to empty out a couple of my bottles for some blue flames, but you can get some fairies right before the Ganondorf fights. So, it's not too big of an issue. But that won't be till next episode.
Yeah.
So, here we are back inside the tower, where now we can enter the light spirit, did I just say light spirit? Really? God damn it, Twilight Princess! Get out of here! This is Ocarina of Time! You're not even supposed to be here yet!
Just throw it and wreck it already.
That
go.
should scare you, that barrier did that. When the ground when Link threw it at the ground, it just buried itself into the ground. That should scare you guys. Oh, hi, Dunelpulse.
Hey, quick question. Am I the only one who decided to fight this guy with a Megaton hammer?
Probably.
What, it worked?
Yeah. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have taken those guys out first. Like that. I probably should have done that sooner.
Yeah, because they're just going to ignite here in a couple seconds.
Yep. I don't know what. I meant to pull out my arrows. My controller is a little bit wonky sometimes. So yeah, you beat all the enemies, the room unlocks. I don't know what the hell Link was turning towards. I think he was having a seizure. So, fun fact, guys. After I do this thing where the obvious Triforce mark where we play Zelda's Lullaby, I forgot that I had that key in my possession.
Mm-hmm.
The LP curse decides to strike.
Yes, at one of the worst moments possible, right?
Well, no, because the worst moment possible would be just as I'm facing the final boss, and yeah. So that's what that cut was for there. And then I didn't even realize that I needed a second key to progress. So this room is a bit of a dick. You got a rolling boulder in the middle. You have a Beamos up there, and you can't go left or right on the floor, on the ground, because, well, there's fire that will pop up and try and burn you. Because, as I've said before, Master Quest is a dick.
Wonder how many people are going to start screaming bomb shoot.
Oh, I eventually figure it out. I do like how the boulder doesn't do anything anymore, though. At this point, it's just really a minor inconvenience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck it.
Right.
I'm just like, fuck it. And then it takes me a bit to actually figure out where the hell I need to be. Not like it matters anyways, because I go through all this bullshit, and then it turns out that I have to go back anyways. That kind of pissed me off.
Laser scalpel, I guess?
That failed. Nailed it! 10 out of 10. Next room, please.
I don't think so, not yet.
See? Told you I nailed it.
Yeah. You nailed it, but I don't think you're ready for the next room yet.
No, because as I said, I forgot I needed a second key.
Uh-huh.
And it took me a bit to figure out where the hell my hookshot is. I was like, oh, duh.
Did somebody forget their brain?
I told you, it's the LP curse, man, and I guarantee you I normally would not be making those mistakes. So, I backtracked all the way out of that room. And I had to remember which room a key was in. And then I remembered it was this room. So that was me wandering around like a derp for a few minutes. So this room requires two things. 3 guesses as to what those 2 things are, and the first 2 don't count.
Long-range poking stick.
Well, I was mostly talking about the Lens of Truth and the hover boots.
Well, isn't that obvious? It's a Shadow Temple.
Well, it's kind of the Shadow Temple, but not really, question mark. It's more of
It's
Ganon's...
a Shadow Trial.
Yeah, that. It's that thing. Because I totally knew what that thing was called.
Yeah, so if it's a Shadow Trial, what's the one thing you're going to need? Considering you just came from the Shadow Temple.
You're gonna need a flashlight.
Yep.
And that failed.
That's why you don't carry a flashlight.
Shh. Remember, Link can pause physics. Link can break physics. Remember, he can make a Gyarados thief pause in mid-air while she's jumping up just to get a frickin' key.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I do something I don't normally do with the Lens of Truth in this game, and that is I actually keep it on for extended periods of time, because 9 times out of 10, guys, you're fine with just flashing it on and off, usually, unless it's something like a moving platform like this, in which case I recommend have it on, especially if you have double magic meter. In which case, you have magic to kill.
Yeah.
You literally have magic to burn.
Well.
For now, I want some traction until I need them again. You know, I have actually seen people use the hover boots in the Ganondorf fight, and I'm sitting like, why? You don't need them. You can make the jump across easily.
Yeah.
Torch. I wonder what we have to do with that. Gee, I don't know. This is a new puzzle mechanic we haven't seen this entire game.
I know, right?
Why did I pull out a bomb? Oh, I was testing it to see if I could kill him from there, and then I'm like, nope. I love how the arrow just freezes in mid-flight. It's just like, no, I could keep going, but the game is saying something important is going on. By the way, they have been exterminated.
They'll be back.
No, they won't. Actually, yes, they will, because I make a I make a boo-boo and fall.
So, therefore, they will be back.
I don't think we'll see them because I'm pretty sure I make the cut. I make a cut. I'm not sure. There's the other key I needed, by the way, guys. And as you might have guessed, and if not, where the fuck have you been this entire game? There's actually 2 invisible paths there, but I took the easy route. I took the shortcut route. Where I hover bootsed over. But I think I cut that out. Patience pays off, guys. Patience pays off. But yeah, I just use the hover boots to walk across to the platform where that Beamos is for the last silver rupee. So yeah. Is everything okay on your end?
No, so far, yeah.
Okay, good. I was gonna say you're being awful quiet, and that worries me.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Actually, my cat was pawing up on my leg trying to get my attention.
Yeah, cats do that. At least he wasn't. Well, at least he wasn't like my cat when I had my apartment. I told you about my cat, right, Asher?
Yeah.
He would, if I didn't lock him in the bathroom or something, he would literally claw up my back and sit on my shoulder while I was recording if he wanted to get my attention.
Yeah. Well, right now BK's just sitting over there in the corner.
Yep. Which is where I assume you got the last part of your username intro thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, I'm gonna have to cut that one little part out.
What?
Nothing. It's not too major, but I am gonna cut it out since I gotta re-render this anyways. So, we are heading back to here. You guys remember this room. You guys remember this place.
Yeah, if you remember how much that the room here has trolled him.
Master Quest is a troll.
Mm-hmm.
And not as much of a troll as Kaizo, but still a fucking troll. Then again, I try not to talk about Kaizo. It's usually better for what little sanity I have left.
Agreed.
I love it when I love the bomb chews. Just because it's just sitting there like, didn't expect it to come from that way to kill it.
Yeah, I know, right?
But, you know, whatever.
As long as it gets the job done, it gets the job done.
Exactly. Anyways, this room is a lie.
Just like the cake.
Kill the Skulltula. And as you can see, there's a thing there. There is a crystal switch in this torch. Ingenious place to put it, considering they usually give you some small hint. This is the real room. Where, as you can see, I kind of need a few hearts. Well, I don't really need them, but having them would be nice.
Oh, yeah.
And adult Link and pots don't mix well together. They really don't.
Hammer time.
That is pretty much my only complaint with this game, is trying to cut the pots with adult Link is a bit of pain in the ass.
That's why I'm usually carrying around the hammer.
Yeah, but I'm weird. So anyways, the light barrier has been dispelled, and I think we're probably going to go ahead and try and close this out. Or we're going to at least get the outro out of the way, so I don't have to worry about weird shenanigans there. So this has been Rawk 64.
And Howl, Asura.
So next episode, guys, we're going to get the last of the barriers and pretty much get to do everything except Ganondorf, and then the last fights will be left for the final episode. As you can see, we have everything in the game now, as I'm sure you guessed. So yeah, guys, until next time, just remember to have fun with life and enjoy it too. We'll catch you all in the next episode. So until then, peace out. And now we can sit here and watch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the one we're going to be tackling next, guys.